Hey guys, in this video I'm gonna show you how to use a screen recording piece of software. So if you want to, in your project, record what's happening on the screen without, try to record it by putting up your phone in front of the screen, then you use a piece of screen recording software. And I'm gonna use your OBS Studio, which is a free piece of software, and it runs on everything. So if you say OBS Studio, like I search there, and you can see here says download, so we go straight to that. And there's a download installer here for Windows, but you can actually go in and select Mac and Linux as well. So you click on the download installer and it will get to your download area. Obviously I've done that already. So if I go to my downloads here and I have it here, I run the installer. So it comes up here and say, if you like to allow this app to run, and you say yes, it comes in and say install, and you say next and next, and just all the standard stuff. There's no reason to play around here. You probably installed software before, and whether it's Windows or Mac, it's the same story. So right now I'm not using a screen recording software for this thing here. I'm recording it using another technology, but that's because, well, the hen and the egg. I have to show you how this thing here works. So once it's installed, you say launch, and it comes up, and I want to do some initial settings. And those initial settings, you just say yes. Would you like to run auto configure? You say yes, and it will set up. And there's two options, streaming or recording. You're going to use this to record, so you just put it in to optimize for recording. So say next, and it says it's not necessarily the same. And this is important because we're going to go in and change this thing here. So up here you can see the base resolution is 1920 1080, which is like what we want. And then we say next here. So what you want to have is that your base resolution, that means it's screen resolution, and your recording resolution is the same. And you want that because when we have to edit the file, if it's not the same, it looks blurry. If you have like very sharp characters and then you downscale it in this software here especially, you get a very blurry picture. You can of course try your different things, and I would like you to try. Right now what it does is that it goes through a testing code to figure out what it can handle, all that kind of stuff. And you can see here it says it want to do an output scale resolution of 1280 to 720. So we're going to go in and change that back to 1920 1080. That's the one thing we're going to do. So we just say apply setting here, and then we go to settings over here. And in that one there's an output, and there's two things I'd like you to change. The ones, sorry, not in output here. There's one thing I wanted to change. It comes out with MKV. I suggest that you use MP4. Now, Philip and Zach is gonna edit this thing here, so they might want you to do another format, and then, if you've been told that, then use another format. But this is the one I kind of like find is easiest to work with, kind of like it's not the best format, but it's easy format to work with. So we've done that, apply, and then on the video side here, you can see here it will scale it down. Okay, so what I'd like you to do here is just go back and put it back to what it was here. That might be because there's some restrictions of how fast it can record and all that, but you're not gonna record a game or something with a lot of frames per second. You're just gonna record make code, and that's not like specifically fast happening stuff on the screen. So we say apply, actually we say okay, and now we configured it. Then we have a black empty screen here, so we want to put a couple of things in there. You can see when I'm talking already, you can see here that this is going up and down. So this is recording from your microphone on your laptop. So if I put my finger where I think the microphone is, you can see it goes into the red area here. So you can test the same thing. So that's set up. So there's only one thing more. Optional 2 things you can put up. Okay, so let's start with the important part. And that is that you want to capture what comes out on display. You can see here's like a monitor, so that's your display. After that, we might want to capture your camera you have on your laptop so it can see your face. You can kind of like decide that optionally. But let's start with this one. And it comes up and suggests this, and you say okay. And this is a default, so if you have different monitor, you can choose here in this what you want. I have one monitor. So now it records like that. And of course, it records this app, that records this app, that records this app, that records this app. That's the reason why you get this kind of like tunnel vision. And if I move it around, you can see how it moves around inside there, okay? A little spooky, but you get used to it. Then what you want to maybe, so I'm just putting it in here, is putting your camera so people can see that you didn't wash your hair this morning. Okay, so let's do that. Here I am talking. So a lot of settings, play around with it. If you don't like it's too dark, all that kind of stuff, there's like configure video. But for my purpose, I'm gonna take, and you can see it doesn't fill up the whole screen. So I can move this thing around and I put it here and I maybe make it a little bit smaller like that. Okay. So now I set this up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record a video and I'm gonna show you how that works. And then the video I'm recording here, I'm gonna smack in after this video here so you can see the results. So you say start recording and then it's recording. So now you want to do something else and you can not necessarily edit the software afterwards, but that's not the important part. Just get it done here. And now you want to start your example. So maybe you're ready. So you say clap, go. Hi, I'm Bjarke. I'm going to show you how. That's it, and thank you very much. You've seen my example. So guys, that was maybe what you wanted to show. So now you go in and say stop recording. And when you stop recording here, you can close down this app here. So here it is with all the settings. So you can see you have the same position, everything is the same. Now, before you close it, it's easy to go up and say File, Show Recordings here. And it opens up where your recordings are, okay? So once you're finished with it, you can of course close it. You have your recordings here. If you double click on it, it will open up browser here and show how it is. Not necessarily edit the software afterwards, but that's not the important part. Just get it done here. And now you want to start your example. So I'm actually just playing it back, and you can see the quality is fine. Hi, I'm Bjarke. I'm going to show you how MakeCode works today. So I'm going to go into MakeCode, and you can see I already got. Okay, so I'm going to show this video after that. So thank you guys for listening. And then it's recording. So now you want to do something else, and you can not necessarily edit the software afterwards, but that's not the important part. Just get it done here. And now you want to start your example. So maybe you're ready. So you say clap, go. Hi, I'm Bjarke. I'm going to show you how MakeCode works today. So I'm going to go into MakeCode, and you can see I already got it here. So it's starting up here, and let's see when it comes. I already have a project here, but I want to do a new one, so I'm gonna call this in here new project, and we say create, And I'm going to choose my C03. And then I want to go into blocks. And then loop, and I go in and do a loop here, and I go in and make a variable. I call the variable John, and we do that, and we say, go in here and say, John, make it 9. Okay, so that's it, and thank you very much. You've seen my example. So guys, that was maybe what you wanted to show. So now you go in and say stop recording.